Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Christy here to do the general reading for the sign of Gemini. This is for December 2018. I hope that you enjoyed your November 2018 reading. This is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs for the month of December. It's hard to believe the year is almost over. I do have some exciting news, however. I am doing a love reading for your sign. So instead of trying to manipulate the readings that are general for your sign into a love reading, we're going to focus on that. So consider this your general reading for the month, and then check out your love reading. Of course, that can also include creativity or concerns around romance or the type of partner that you want if you're not partnered. So that being said, what are general messages for Gemini for December 2018? General messages for Gemini. All right. So we're using the Good Tarot deck for your main spread today, and then we'll get jumper cards from each of the Oracle decks, the Medicine card, and the Healing with the Angels. At the bottom of the deck, I will look at this for you just briefly, and then we'll get your 5 cards out. 3 of Pentacles is really just nice, steady worker energy. This is really just saying that for the month of December for you, probably like most of us, notwithstanding your field of work, probably going to be wrapped up in a great deal of work or feeling like there's a lot of pressing deadlines. This is a general concern around basically how you're going to get through finishing all the tasks that you had planned for yourself before January 1st. This could very much speak to that as well. But ultimately, it's something that you're already in process of, that you've been working very hard toward, and it has to do with the physical world, very likely finances. So we'll just put this over in the corner for now. And let's get out your 5 cards. See what's going on here. Generally speaking, for the month for you, really nice that we have a little row here of major arcana energy. I am going to move this to the side for the time being so we can focus on these guys here. Really what I'm seeing here in a general sense for you for the month is that, yeah, endings and beginnings here, dear Gemini. We are following that hardworking 3 of Pentacles up with the 4 of Pentacles here, which is really being so stable and so secure and maybe so attached to a level of comfort here that there's an inability to move. So while this is a comfortable card to be in energetically, or while there is a great deal of wealth or prosperity beginning to show here, we just have to be careful that we're not staying here, because this could turn into a rut. But because we have this gorgeous wish card here and the 9 of Cups, you know, this is independent happiness that you provide for yourself, in my view. It's similar to that, in that sense rather, to the 9 of Pentacles, in my opinion, where that sort of independent wealth, it's very stable energy that you have worked into for yourself. You have ownership over your resources and over yourself. This is ownership over your emotions, having so much of it and being the bearer of that you're the only one responsible for it. So what I'm trying to say around that is that no one can take it from you. This is a really beautifully, emotionally strong place to come from. Let's look at these major arcana here. There's a Judgment, a Wheel of Fortune, and of course the Moon. You could be dealing with a Pisces individual or 12th house issues in the month of December. That's really just looking at, you know, what undoes us, what is our undoing. And just to be sure here that we're not repeating old patterns, it's a really nice month, for example, to look at what you consider to be your undoing, whatever that is for you, and taking it to task. Maybe there's a timeline or a finish line that you would set for yourself here. So if you're undergoing that type of concern in the month of December, or you've been wanting to look at how to expand your own horizons in a meaningful way for yourself, right? Something that's heartfelt here that makes you feel independently happy, it might be the month for you to do that, especially as like I said, we're tiptoeing into the new year. So it would be a really nice time to get rid of old things, old habits, old emotions that do not serve us anymore, and really get out of our comfort zone here. Judgment is really just saying that there's a second chance here. There is very possibly a new awakening, that you've been asleep at the wheel before, or something that's come your way in the past you haven't been able to take on for some reason. And right below it is the Wheel of Fortune. So if that call comes around again and you have the chance to do it this time, do it. Because even if you do something not to the best of your ability, it's better than not doing it at all at this juncture. And like I said, I think you could be getting yourself out of a place of undoing. This is really feeling a little bit stuck. So that's what I'm seeing with all the cards together. Of course, let's look at them in their respective positions. This is work for you. This is feeling really emotionally well in the workplace, whatever that means to you. Even if you're a stay-home parent, if you work from home, if you're taking care of people, if you work in the health professions or in the healing or counseling professions, this is really feeling appreciated. But I want to point out that the most important portion of this is that you come from that place. You appreciate yourself and other people treat you accordingly. This is your home. This is, a lot of stability. Like I said, it's worker energy that we're just coming out of with the Three of Pentacles, but be sure there's no miserly energy here, or that you don't get stuck in patterns or small thinking, right? I know comfort zones are so cozy, but I really see this here. You're being asked to really move away from something that just doesn't work for you anymore, simply because the unexpected is a second chance here. This is the Judgment card. In this deck, she calls it the call. You could even add an ing to this and try to determine what your calling is, if this has been dogging you for the past year, or this has been something that you've tried to develop, say, in the past year, or it was on your list to check off before 2019. If you haven't made any moves towards your calling or towards something of your highest level, right, your highest emotional level here, where wishes come true, okay, this is the Wish card. Just go for it, okay? Maybe don't worry so much, or don't spend as much attention on the details as you do the big picture. And there's no swords here, so I don't think any of this is going to worry you. I don't even think you have a whole great deal of learning to do at this point, if the point is to just start something, or continue moving in a direction that does feel like a Wheel of Fortune issue for you. Wheel of Fortune really just speaks to karma, your calling, karma, self-undoing, right? This is also, it can be something about to be brought to light. This is hidden realms. It's a little bit different in my view than, the High Priestess, which is intuition, following your intuition, feminine energy. That's more Taurus to me. That's second house. That's wealth. This is really more about the 12th house. There's a great deal of spiritual growth here that is available to you as well. And like I said, look at what we're finishing with. This is our outcome, which is the Wheel of Fortune. I do want to make a note here as well that something that you take on, or that you continue in, that is with regard to spiritual advancement, or developing past a personal undoing. This could be, and we don't have the Devil card here, but this could be addictions. It could be procrastination, for heaven's sakes. I'm just as guilty. But anything that you feel has been holding you back, or that you've been holding on to, right, is what we're going to make a point of letting go of, especially before we hit 2019. Here's this gorgeous Power card. Yes, Gemini, power. Power with, power for, power to, not power over. This is a really nice, in my view, this is a really nice indicator that you are working at your highest potential here, because this type of personal power is undilutable. As I said at the very beginning, because you've given it to yourself, no one can take it from you. And because you own it, you have it to share. So it's an incredibly mighty power to have here. Just a beautiful reading for you, in fact, Gemini. So yeah, horse is power. Make sure it's the power with, Power 4, Power 2, not power over. And then, of course, divine guidance. Yeah, so for whomever the moon card spoke to with regard to spiritual matters, and this does just in general include, you know, personal advancement. I'm just speaking outside of our friends and our families and outside of our, you know, social protocols and our jobs and so forth. You know, whatever really is hitting the mark for you, your personal calling, your karma, right? Your divine guidance. Pay attention to what it is that's dogging you. What's the shadow that won't go away, right? We know that this is a shadow world, but we can bring it to light. So what has been dogging you? What makes you, when you think about it, or when you have some downtime and you're not in the midst of doing and you're just being, are you upset at yourself for any reason? And if you find the answer is yes, you know, really examine what that is. What is left undone, okay? What's in the shadows? What needs to be brought into the light here? And remember that you do have your own guardian angel, and you can always call upon Mother Mary, Queen of Angels. You can call on Jesus. You can call on any spiritual leader that appeals to you, God or source energy, or any of the archangels. You are divinely guided at this time. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Look forward to your love reading, which is next. Take care, Gemini. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.